Hello everyone. I am making a third video on regulation of eukaryotic gene expression. In the first video, I explained the importance of nucleosome structure and its modification in the regulation of gene expression. Their scientists proved that heterochromatin, that is densely packed chromatin region that doesn't have access to TBP and RNA polymerase II to the transcription initiation site. So it is transcriptionally inactive. On the other hand, euchromatin, that is a relaxed region of chromatin, loosely arranged chromatin region, so that can activate transcription. That means that is transcriptionally active. Further, researchers they showed that modification, post-translation modification, that too methylation and acetylation are important in the regulation of gene expression either positively or negatively. In the second video, I explained the biochemical reactions of histone methylation and histone acetylation. In that, you know that particular lysine or arginine residue upon methylation can activate or repress transcription. On the other hand, particular lysine residue upon acetylation activates transcription. Right? So how that acetylation activates transcription? That is through transcriptional activators and coactivators. Here, transcriptional coactivators, they have histone acetyltransferase activity that can acetylate particular lysine and then enhance gene expression. Right? These transcriptional coactivators are recruited to the promoter site, vicinity of the promoter, by transcriptional activators. Those transcriptional activators, they have specific sequence on promoter region. They can go and bind and recruit transcriptional coactivators. In that, I took an example of glucocorticoid receptor, that is one of the well-studied transcriptional activator. Upon binding to its responsive element GRE, it can recruit transcription coactivator such as CBP or P300. Then that coactivators mediate acetylation of histone tails. Right? In the last video, in the previous video, I just explained how glucocorticoid receptor, that homodimer glucocorticoid receptor, binds to GRE and then mediates transcriptional activation. If you zoom this portion, if you enlarge this portion, this region, that looks like this. Here in figure 1, you can see that coil structures are nothing but histone tails. They are closed because they are deacetylated histone tails. Upon deacetylation, histone tails are condensed, right? Closed or tightly associated with nucleosome. Here, it's in this chromatin in condensed state. And also important thing you can observe here, the Tata box is tightly associated with nucleosome. That means there is no space for TBP to recognize Tata box, that is a port promoter. Right? What happens here? glucocorticoid receptor, when it binds to its responsive element GRE, right? That recruits CBP. CBP is nothing but Krebs binding protein that has HATS activity. Here, glucocorticoid receptor as a transcriptional activator, CBP is a transcriptional coactivator. This coactivator has HATS activity, histone acetyltransferase activity. You can see the difference between figure 1 and figure 2, right? Here, histone tails were closed, right? But here, histone tails were open. Once glucocorticoid receptor binds to its responsive element that recruits CBP that acetylate the histone tails, right? Once histone tails are acetylated, chromatin is converted from condensed to relaxed, right? So now this chromatin is somewhat relaxed. Still, Tata bars is associated with nucleosome. In the next step, another coactivator, Swiss-Nef, that is nothing but chromatin remodeling complex. This we are going to discuss in next video. This Swiss-Nef, that is chromatin remodeling complex, that is also a transcriptional coactivator, right? Here GR recruits CBP and Swiss-Nef. But initially CBP, that acetylates histone tails, changes closed chromatin to open chromatin, then chromatin remodeling complex binds. This chromatin remodeling complex that has a capacity that are able to remove nucleosome, right? Remove nucleosome in and around, or move in and around of nucleosome of core promoter, right? This Swiss-Nef, upon removing or moving nucleosome, that core promoter becomes free, right? So if you consider this picture and this picture, the difference, here there was a nucleosome, but here there is no nucleosome. That means Swiss-Nef removed that nucleosome or moved that nucleosome to make core promoter free. Now core promoter is free. As I mentioned, TBP is the first transcription factor that can accommodate to the core promoter, right? Once core promoter is free, transcription factor 2D. Transcription factor 2D, that's nothing but TBP and TF250. These two are the subunits of transcription factor 2D. This TBP, Tata box binding protein, binds to the core promoter. Then there is another protein, that is TBP associated factor 250. These two makes transcription factor 2D. Now the interesting thing here is that TF250 has acetylation activity, right? Here if you consider 3 nucleosomes were acetylated, right? Then nearby nucleosomes are still deacetylated, having still deacetylated histone tails. By the combining action of TF250 and CBP, nearby nucleosomes or nearby nucleosome histone tails are also acetylated. What happens next? This Swiss-Nef is released from that site. See, these two, TF250 and CBP, they acetylated nearby nucleosome by the combined action. Then other general transcription factors such as TF2B, TF2A, TF2F, they can now come and bind to the promoter site. Then RNA polymerase comes and sit there at the initiation site. Now this is a pre-initiation complex. To make this pre-initiation complex, the role of glucocorticoid receptor and the coactivators like CBP and Swiss-Nef are important, right? So now this complex, that is pre-initiation complex, that is ready to for the transcribe, right? Here HATs, I forgot to mention HATs in the previous video, the types of HATs. We have 3 categories of HATs. Histone acetyl transferase. GNAT, that is GCN5 related N-acetyl transferase mixed. This name because of these 4 members: MOS, YBF2, SAS2 and TIP6 mixed. Another class of histone acetyl transferase are CBP and P300. Right? These 3 are the HATs. family. And also here acetylation, that H3 and H4 are mainly acetylated by histone acetyl transferases. That too H3K9 acetylation and H4K16 acetylation that involves in the activation of transcription. As there are histone acetyl transferases that activate transcription, there are histone deacetylases in our system. Right? Once cell does not require the transcription of particular gene, right? So that has to be shut down. In contrast to HAS, the deacetylase, we call them as HDACs, histone deacetylases. Those histone deacetylases can remove acetyl group that are transferred by HAS, right? Here in this picture, you can see as there is a site for binding to TBP. Here there is a site for repressor. Repressor means here TBP is an activator, but repressor that silences the transcription. This site is a repressor binding site, right? If cell does not require any more transcription of that particular gene, right? That has to be shut down. That open chromatin has to be closed chromatin, right? There we started with closed chromatin. Now here it's an open chromatin, decondensed chromatin, because they are acetylated. In the next step, what happens? That repressor recognizes that repressor binding site. It's a silencer, right? This repressor, upon binding to the repressor binding site, that recruits co-repressor. Co-repressor, that is NCOR and SMERT. NCOR, that is nuclear receptor co-repressor, and SMERT, I think silencing mediator of retinoic acid and thyroid hormone receptor, right? This co-repressor can recruit HDAC, histone deacetylase. We have histone deacetylase 1 and histone deacetylase 2. These two can remove the acetyl group, right? Here open or decondensed chromatin, upon removal of deacetylation with this complex, chromatin becomes closed, right? Here after removal of acetyl group by deacetylation or HDACs, it makes sure that the chromatin becomes heterochromatin by methylation. Remember, I explained methylation is important in heterochromatin formation, because upon methylation of lysine residue, that HP1 protein can bind and then make heterochromatin. Here, after deacetylation, it won't stop there, right? That this co-repressor that recruit HMP, histone beta transferases. In human, actually, we have well studied one, that SUV39H1, that is nothing but suppressor of variegation 39H1 homolog, something like that, right? This HMP is responsible for methylation, and also that methylation of H3K9 that makes chromatin condensed. That becomes heterochromatin. See here, the red dots are nothing but methyl groups. Once deacetylated, histotales are deacetylated, then methylated, that becomes completely closed. That becomes heterochromatin, that stops transcription. Right? To summarize, here glucocorticoid receptor, which is a coactivator, transcriptional coactivator that binds to its responsive element, that recruits CBP or any other coactivator, transcriptional coactivator that has HATS activity. These CBP, crab binding protein, that can acetylate that histone tails, that converts closed chromatin to open chromatin. In the next step, there is a recruitment of Swiss-Nave, which is a chromatin remodeling complex. That chromatin remodeling complex, they have the capacity to move or remove the nucleosome in and around from the site of transcriptional initiation site, that is at the site of core promoter, right? Then other general transcription factor, once that core promoter is free, that transcription factor 2D can recognize Tata box. After that, other general transcription factors gather in that region, right? That then that RNA polymerase 2 comes and sit there, that makes pre-initiation complex, right? This is what is it? Can synthesize RNA. Like that, once the transcription is over, the system has to shut down the transcription, that is mediated by repressor binding, repressor as well as co-repressor and deacetylation, finally methylation, that leads to the heterochromatin, right? So that heterochromatin cannot, allow TBP to bind to the core promoter. Thank you.